raid. What really enrages me is that Jackie was reporting with CBP Commissioner Rodney Scott saying that 10 of those arrested were juveniles, all illegal aliens, 8 of which were unaccompanied minors. So the full context here, for 4 years, I stood, it broke our hearts. The agents, the media, everyone that encountered 7, 8, 10-year-olds being sent across the border with a sign around their neck with a phone number and someone to contact, not knowing if those were the real parents, not knowing if it was part of a cartel human smuggling operation, which was vast. And now you're seeing in this specific raid, which was not, as Senator Padilla says, an unchecked power grab. It was a lawful warrant that was being carried out to stop what was happening, illegal aliens employed at this marijuana farm. But now you see that this was actually a rescue. These children were rescued from whatever situation they were in. And yet the fact that Democrats like Gavin Newsom is trying to change the narrative by saying something about children fleeing and running, being torn from their mother, nothing could be further from the truth when you look at the actual facts.
Well, and Griff, to your point, I mean, there's a child labor investigation. So God only knows what these children have been through, yet where are the Democrats on that? Instead, what they are doing is being the party of lawlessness, protecting criminals, and that's what they're doing. Not only did Democrats import millions of illegal aliens, many terrorists, many gang members as well, like we saw with Trende Aragua in Colorado taking over apartment complexes. So not only did they import a lot of these people, but now they're trying to prevent the deportation of gangbangers, of people who participate in potential child labor, which is this investigation. So that's what the Democratic Party is about. And then to add fuel onto the fire, you've got Democrats like Tim Walz out there calling ICE the Gestapo. You've got Congresswoman Jayapal saying ICE is a terrorist force. You've got a vice mayor of California literally calling on gangs like Florence and the 18th Street gang to take back their turf. Charlie?
And you wonder why people believe that Democrats are genuinely, it's part of their policy to be in favor of open borders and illegal immigration, including child labor and unaccompanied minors coming over and threatening their lives coming into the country. Well, one of the big draws has always been, in addition to the open borders, our generous welfare system. The Trump administration is now cracking down on taxpayer-funded benefits going to illegal aliens, including at HHS, new restrictions from 13 additional public programs, including Head Start, health, workforce scholarships and loans, mental health and substance abuse support, family planning, and more. Over at the Education Department, they are ending free tuition at post-secondary, career, and technical education programs. This is free tuition that is often not extended to actual U.S. citizens who pay taxes, by the way. At the Department of Agriculture, they're now restricting illegal aliens from getting federally funded food assistance programs. At the Department of Labor, they're barring access to federal workforce development programs and grants. DOJ closing longstanding loopholes that have allowed illegal aliens to access taxpayer-benefited funds. And
my God.
Maybe the biggest thing, and perhaps the most important thing that has been a problem for years, are states that give in-state tuition to illegal aliens in their country. The tuition that not only does that give tuition breaks to those as opposed to actual American citizens who maybe live out of state, but it also means that illegal takes up a spot that an American student who might be poor in Boston would like to get a shot at. But because of the Democrat policies, have turned entirely towards benefiting illegals over Americans.
Free education, free health care. I mean, we know the pull and push factors of the Biden crisis and unprecedented numbers coming. What was pulling them is free stuff. It's a major driver, was a major driver. So they are simply trying to cut off the incentive that would encourage people to make the dangerous trek to come illegally. By the way, when you read that, Charlie, like, other than maybe the Department of Transportation, I think you hit every department in the federal government. And so this clearly was not only a case of a few special incentives that the Biden administration was giving them, it was across the board.
Well, Joe Biden, it was like the Oprah with illegal aliens. You get this free thing, you get this free thing, you get this free thing. And we've also seen in just cities and towns about how mass migration can bankrupt and can cause so many problems. We've seen this in Springfield, Ohio, with all these Haitian migrants going to the city, draining city resources. We've also seen it here in New York City.
Yeah.
You've got a massive budget, a massive city, and you had Eric Adams out there saying, look, we're going to basically go broke. This influx of migrants, they're, taking our resources, and we just can't afford it. So, there's so many problems with this. And also, by the way, Charlie, this was litigated during the last election, and Americans said, we don't want our resources going to people who shouldn't be here in the first place.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.